Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 67. I'm Alicia the Ink Picker.
And I'm Mo87 Official. And today we have a guest, Jess, from Resell to Ride. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Did you
How
have a good
about you
week?
guys? What's that?
All right. I said, did you have a good week?
Yeah, it's been all right. Been wild, crazy. Lots going on, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, Jess does YouTube as well, if you want to go and follow her. If you don't know who she is, they do some awesome videos, especially with the antique booths. I love the antique booth videos. Those are my favorite.
I like doing those. We got to figure out how to do them because they play the music in the background, like they play the radio, so it's tough to do video in there without having to do a voiceover or do music. So I got to figure something out there.
Yeah. The people I watch, I can't constantly talk to myself. I can talk to myself, but they'll constantly talk, and then they don't get hit with it.
Yeah.
Right? That music.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's so loud.
Yeah, the video that we put out yesterday, I realized when I was by myself at the church sale, I wasn't talking at all. So I was like,
yeah.
There's like these long spans of silence, and I'm like, I need to say something there. I don't want to do a voiceover though, so I don't know.
Right.
I got to teach myself to talk more too.
Yeah, I try and. Well, I've only got 5 videos up, but I've tried to. But sometimes you're just thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm too busy thinking about, is this good or not? You know, where do I want to go next? Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, any sales to note from this past weekend? Anybody? Or this past week, I guess? Any good sales?
Yes, go first. I'm sure she's got some good ones.
Yes.
We picked up some machinist tools over the weekend, and we've already sold 2 of those. I actually sold a third one today, but that one's kind of up in the air because the guy wants it by Friday, and I don't think it's going to make it there. He's in Utah. So we've been going back and forth in messaging. He was trying to send me a label through the email, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't give you my email address. That goes against policies, things like that. And he hasn't said anything since then, but I don't know. So hopefully, I kind of want that sale to get canceled because he's been kind of a pain so far. But I mean, I hate to lose it. It's $120 sale. I hate to lose it, but But I mean, I think I would rather lose it than, have to deal with something. I don't know, him being a pain or risk a negative, So, but other than that, yeah, sales have actually been pretty decent for us this week. They kind of took a turn all of a sudden. It was really bad there for a few days and then just took off. So hopefully it sticks.
Yeah, I agree with the sales. They've been okay, but then I just put a sale on my store, and now their stuff is moving. Not a lot, but stuff is moving. So that's always something you can do.
Yeah,
is throw a sale or a coupon or whatever you want to do.
Sales stunk for me, but I did sell some stuff over the weekend, and I haven't sold anything today, but so far I sold one thing Monday, one thing yesterday, so we'll see. And you know what I sold, Alicia? I sold something from the first time we
with
our little challenge.
And then sell similar. I think I did too.
I finally sold that Polly Pocket.
I thought I sold something, or maybe I got an offer on it, but I didn't take it. I think that was it.
Yeah, I finally sold. I win! I sold that Polly Pocket. Oh, I thought that Polly Pocket would go faster. But whatever. It was like $1 and I made 40, so that was...
Is there an easy way to identify Polly Pocket stuff? Because I have a little like a Ziploc bag filled with little figures and furniture and stuff.
I just Google Lensed them.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna have to Google Lens it because hopefully there's something good.
When I bought a bag full of them, and this one was easy because there's a boom box and it's like a little shell or flower, and there was a room, it was like a bedroom and she had a boombox and she was wearing headphones. So that one was kind of easy. But like I
Okay.
had some other ones and I'm like, what do these go to? But there's like this house. It's kind of a bigger house. I don't know, it's like supposed to be like a
Yeah.
wedding thing. And some of them, and when I Google Lensed them, I saw that they went to that one. So I
Some of
think
the
that's your best bet.
Yeah, some of the little figures that I have, they have the legs are like rubbery. Is that like a newer thing? I haven't seen that
I don't
before.
know.
Maybe they're not actually Polly Pocket. Maybe they're knockoff. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't know
know.
if any of
I
them
don't have
have
any
that.
ones with rubbery legs. They're
Yeah,
all,
I
they
only remember
they
them.
all stand up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they just like bend at the waist or something, maybe, and that was it at the most.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I'll have to look
Mhm.
at them closer and see.
Yeah. So you sell a lot of toys. What is and like collectible stuff. What's your favorite thing to sell?
My favorite thing to ship is clothing. Like t-shirts. You just throw them in a poly bag.
Uh-huh.
As far as as far as the toys and stuff, I really like mostly selling that in the booth because I don't have to ship it. Because sometimes they're like awkward shape and stuff, but like
Mhm.
listing wise, I love anything 80s and 90s. I love it. It's my favorite. I gravitate towards it. I can't help it. At any sale, I'm gonna immediately go to it. But yeah, I mean any like especially early 90s toys, I think are probably my favorite. Because that's right around I was at that perfect age in childhood to have a real good grasp on like what's popular and stuff, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that stuff seems to be coming back pretty popular right now as well.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind
Yeah.
of fun to be at it's like the right time in my life. I'm at the right age now to know all the things that are popular now so
Right.
it makes it extra fun. I know it's going to wear off
Yeah.
here in about 5 years or so. It's going to shift a little bit more and I'm going to have to learn something else, but
Yeah.
That is true though with what's popular now is like people in I don't know what age range, but what you're talking about right now.
It's like Gen X and elder millennials, I think they call themselves.
Trying to remember, I heard a new name for that because, like, my age, because I was born in '82, so I'm like right on the cusp of Gen X and millennial, and they made up a name for it, and I can't remember what it is, but I'll have to
No,
look
I
it
didn't
up.
hear one for that. I heard somebody refer to themselves as an elder millennial.
It
I was like,
works. I mean,
okay,
I'll go with that. I
because they're
definitely,
like you on the cusp, on the
yeah,
cusp.
I definitely
I'm
don't.
firmly Gen X.
I won't identify as a millennial. I'm not techie enough to. I don't know. I remember playing Oregon Trail, in school.
Oh yeah, I believe that too. Yeah, because you're right there. You're right there. You could go either way. I have cousins like that. I think they're more Gen X than millennial, and I have like younger cousins who are straight up millennial. And so tell us about your booth. I mean, tell everybody about your booth. I know what you sell there, but
So we actually have technically it's 3 booths, but they're all smashed together. So I originally rented out a double-sized booth, but it's in the middle of an aisleway, so I have traffic on both sides. That's my favorite part about it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And then the one behind it, they kicked that guy out because his booth was a wreck all the time. So they ended up kicking him out and let me rent that as well. So 2/3 of it is all like 80s, 90s, Y2K toys and, like plush. We do Pokemon cards, comic books. We've started putting records in there. A lot of people do records, but I feel like they just put any records in there and they don't move that quick. So we've been really super picky. We only keep like 15 to 20 at a time. And we make sure that it's good stuff. So we've been doing records. We've been doing well with that. VCRs and combo machines have been one of our big ones lately. We've been putting those in, and we have, if you buy one, you get 5 VHS. Doesn't matter what VHS, just pick them out and you get them for free. So that's been working out. But yeah, mostly toys and like pop culture collectibles and stuff. And then the other half is more traditional. It's got the glassware and, Frankoma and
Tupperware.
Yeah, Tupperware. We used to have one full bookshelf of nothing but Tupperware, but it's dwindled down now. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's fun. We just put in those huge inflatables. They're like grocery store inflatables. One is back to school, but it's a Doritos and it's a big pencil. We hung that from the ceiling, and then
Ooh.
a football goalpost for Doritos and Lay's. Hung that big inflatable one. Hung that from the ceiling too. So
Have you sold them
Oh,
yet?
wow.
not
Yeah.
yet. No. Oh, and we added
No.
in Shack. We have that life-size Shack cut out that we just put in there as well. So, but sales are doing
Oh,
well.
wow.
They
A
picked back
life-size
up.
check.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It was in the garage forever, and I was like, this thing has to go. So we put it down there. Hopefully someone will buy it. I mean, it's kind of cool just to have it to draw people in, but I wouldn't mind selling it. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing the longest. I started doing the booth before I did any online reselling at all. Most people say that's super weird.
Huh.
Huh.
It says it's recording on my end.
Yeah, it does on mine too.
Oh, she'll be back.
You want to say hi? Say hi, Alicia.
Oh.
Hi. Hello. They're normally all napping right now. She's wandering around.
Hello. Okay, we're back
Sorry about
after
that,
some.
technical difficulties.
Yes.
So we are back. We were in the middle of talking about something that we can't remember about Jess's booth.
Well, last thing I remember was the combo units and the 5 free
Oh, yes.
VHS, and then I forgot where it went after that.
Yeah, Yeah, so we've been selling those. We actually just sold one of those a couple of days ago, one of those VCRs, so that was cool. It seems like used to, we would find them nonstop at estate sales and yard sales and stuff, and we were like, what are we going to do with all these? And now we can't hardly find them. Or people want too much for them, so.
Right.
Yeah, but, so that's been cool. Sales are doing pretty good, though. We're doing really well. We've almost made rent this month, and it's only the 8th, so that's good.
Now, how long
That's
did it
nice.
take for you to, like, when you first started out, were you making enough profit to make rent? Or, sorry, were you selling enough to make rent right from the get-go? Or did it take some time to develop, like, I don't know, like a customer base that knows that you're there to go shop there?
I've been pretty lucky. I've never had to pay rent, other than when I first paid the very first time, to get the space. Other than that, I've never had to pay rent. I've always made at least my rent plus fees to cover everything. So I think I've made under $100. I've gotten a check for under $100 one month. But other than that, it has always been, I mean, it's never been amazing. I guess I'll just put it out there. The most I've ever made is like $700 check for a month. And that's including rent and fees and, all that. So
That's impressive.
and that was like right at Christmas time. That's the only time it's ever like that. But I've heard some people say they make 1,000 plus a month. And I'm like, yeah, but we're selling like, dollar comics and we sell those stickers, those little cheap stickers you can get on Amazon. You can buy like 300 to 500 at a time, and we put $1 a piece on them, and they sell like crazy.
Wow.
That's one of our favorite random things that it's almost all profit. They sell so quick. People love them. They want to put them on their water bottles or their
That's an idea.
or whatever. Yeah,
I know.
I might try that here because
find something that fits your niche, because we do anything that's like pop culture, and they sell like crazy. So.
Yeah, I liked your video the other day. I don't think I haven't gotten. I've been going down the list. I don't think I saw your latest one, but the one where you got the free stuff and all those Pokemon cards. That was awesome. I liked how you were talking about how you bag them up and separate them and everything. That's cool.
Yeah, I actually, when I first started doing the cards, we were just doing like a Ziploc bag with a piece of cardboard, or not cardboard, but like note card. We got neon colored note cards and put over the top and poke a hole in it and put it on the rack. Well, people were just taking them and ripping that off and looking through them. They wouldn't really steal the cards. They would just look through them and then lay them down and walk away. They'd be like, nothing in here I want. And, so we would find them like that. And so I reached out to one of the first people I ever watched that was a reseller. His name's Tendo. That's the name of his channel. And he's where I kind of got the itch to do a booth, because he's always had toy booths in antique malls. And he takes and he like folds it over, tapes it shut with packing tape so that it's really hard to rip it open. They're easy to pocket, but they're hard to rip open, and that has worked really well for us. So
yeah. I liked your process of how you talked about, I'll put a rare one in, or I'll put, that's cool.
I need to
And
find
that
some
was
old
an
gift cards.
awesome find for free. All that
Yeah.
stuff.
Huge stack of Pokemon cards.
They were in such good condition. Part of me wonders if it wasn't a kid and it was actually a boyfriend that got kicked out or something. And she was like, oh, this little boy, I'm going to give his stuff away. I have no idea. Well, I don't know. But they were in great condition. There was only a few that had any kind of creasing or anything like that.
Yeah,
so.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Definitely one of our best free finds ever.
I shouldn't say never, but I never find anything like that for free. I almost got a set of, well, I shouldn't even say almost. I didn't almost get it, but I messaged the person. They were giving away like a whole, the entire like complete set of manga it was like Rurouni Kenshin, and it sells for like a couple $100, but I wasn't. I messaged her, but she didn't message me back, and then they were gone. I was like, oh, she was giving those away for free, and they looked in great condition. That's about as close to as I got to getting something free off Marketplace.
Yeah. Villa's got that app, and it sends her messages, and on the weekend, it is like nonstop. Ding, ding, ding. We're like, oh my gosh.
Mine's like a lot of furniture and stuff. It's not, because I have that app too.
Yeah.
And I never see anything like free toys.
No, yeah, we see a lot of mattresses and broken down couches that only need a little attention, a little cleaning.
Oh my God.
Like,
I saw this one. There was one, it was so nasty. They're like hardly used, and it was gross. I was like, no.
We like to do the driving around on Big Trash Day too, because in Oklahoma City, you can look on the utilities website, and you can look up. They have a map that shows the pickup days for every section that they do big trash in, like where they do the regular trash routes. And you can look it up. It's color coded, and you can just click on it, and it tells you when is their next big trash day. And so you go a couple days before that trash day, and you can find tons of stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I never really thought about that. But here, I think they do trash pickup, like each company's like different days.
Yeah, that's how it is
so
here. It's like different neighborhoods or different days.
Yeah. Oklahoma is like that. Like there's like one electric company, there's one trash, and unless you live in a different town, you have Oklahoma City, period. That's it.
Right. So you have a city, like a city trash. Yeah. Yeah, there's some places around here that are like that. But for the most part, everybody in the suburbs, it's just whatever company you pick, and they're all different days. So like mine's Monday, my neighbor's gets trash on Tuesday, pick up on Thursday.
Yeah.
But I want to ask about the other thing that you do that I want to do, but I don't want to do it by myself. I don't have anybody to do it with. Dumpster dive.
Yeah.
I need a picking friend up in here.
I'll go by myself during the day, but that's the only way. I would never go at night by myself, because you never know if there's somebody inside the dumpster already, at nighttime. So, so yeah, that's always
I lived in an apartment building, and this when we were first married, and we had the big dumpsters with the doors that open like this. And I came home from work, and it was dark out. And I was like, oh my God, somebody's coming out of that dumpster. It was a raccoon. That thing was as big as a large child or a small woman. It was so big. So I wouldn't do it for that reason. I'd be scared I'd get bit by a raccoon or something.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like, do you go to like stores, or like is that where you go?
The last video that we did is our favorite place to go. It's a shopping center that's right where, like, we go in that area all the time, like to go grocery shopping and things like that, go to the pet store. And it's just this strip mall, and behind it, like, there's one or two restaurants, but I think they're on the end cap, so most of the stuff in between's like Five Below, and we get Spirit Halloween during the season, and there's Dolph Store, Pet Smart, something like that. Most of it's really clean, so we've been seeing a couple of illegal dumps there lately, but it's normally everything's super clean, and then out in the front, there's like a standalone Kirkland's and a standalone what's it called, Bath and Body Works. They have awesome boxes. Bath and Body Works does. The ones that their candles come in are great.
Oh yeah, they're probably heavy duty and everything.
Yeah, they're good sturdy boxes. They're a good size for us. And then Kirkland's almost always, majority of the time, has really good bubble wrap because they get the big pictures in and stuff. So you have huge sheets of bubble wrap from frame. Yeah, so if you can find a Kirkland's that isn't next door to a restaurant or and doesn't have a locked dumpster, then they've been like
what I wonder. Yeah, that's awesome. Like free shipping supplies is like money, printing money.
Right after we made that video, I had to go like 2 days later and buy a roll of bubble wrap though for the first time in over a year because we got so low. We found a bunch that day, but it was all little bitty stuff, and I had 2 Guitar Hero guitars I had to ship out, and I was like, I'm not taping a bunch of little pieces together.
Right? Yeah,
I had to go buy some, but
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's something I want to try someday. But I was jealous when Alicia got to go out there.
That was so fun.
Next year, Planes to Profit.
That was the most fun I've ever had dumpster diving because there was a group of people, so it was super fun. But, yeah,
I still have that Nike jacket that I pulled out that one. I was gonna keep it, but
Donna was cracking me up with the goat food. She's like, "Get that out of there!" And I was like, "For what?" She was like, "I want it." She's so funny.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, that'll be something to look forward to next year. We'll have little groups go out and dumpster dive or something.
We do challenges. Who comes back with the coolest item?
That'd be cool.
That would be fun.
Little side quests for Planes to Profit.
Not an official event.
Yeah. And geocaching could be another one.
Yes, that would be cool too.
That's fun. I haven't done that in a long time.
We need to do it more often. There's so many everywhere. There's no reason to.
Yeah, I haven't done it. We haven't done it in a long time. We should do it with my son. There was one somewhere. There's like a little. It's not. You're not in the woods, but it's like a trail between neighborhoods. You know, there's no street, and it still says it's there, but I don't know where it went. Like we were digging, and he was like, every time we walked by there when he was little, he wanted to find it. I was like, I don't know where it is, buddy. I don't know if an animal took it off or something.
We found one. This one we went and found right outside of Planes to Profit, outside of our hotel. The one, it was like a little tube because Jessica like pointed it out, and I was like, "Is that it?" And then there was a little piece of paper in it, and that was it. But it looked like trash. Like someone could have, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. This was all overgrown, so I don't know if it was you know, like because sometimes they're just like little like film canisters or a pill bottle or something. Yeah.
We did a big one outside. My sister has moved since, but in her just outside of her old neighborhood, there's this big tree that was all like kind of twisted. It looked like it had been like in a tornado or something. And it had a big opening in the middle where it had rotted out. And we put like a gallon bag with me and my nephews were really young then. And we made a log for it that was like a log book with stickers and put all kinds of little toys in there for people to trade out, and it was really fun. But it's still there, and every once in a while somebody finds it and they're like, needs maintenance, and I'm like, not driving to Missouri, sorry. So we just, if my sister visits, she might go check on it, but I can't believe it's still there. Still go find it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, any plans to source this weekend for you guys? Because garage sales start tomorrow well, actually, there's some today here, but...
Oh, wow. We might do... We spent most of this last weekend, Zena stayed home Friday. We went Friday and Saturday for, we went to a good amount of sales both days. So I don't know. I told her there is another big citywide that's a little bit south of here, and it's not necessarily a small town, but it's a lot more country. So I'm hoping if we go, it's citywide. Hopefully we'll find some good cheap prices. Or, maybe most people won't want to drive that far because they know they can get stuff here in the city. So I don't know. We might go do that. But other than that, probably not. We got to get ready for our garage sale. It's starts on the 17th. So
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Zena's off next week, so we're gonna spend the whole week trying to get everything ready to go so that we just got to carry it out to the driveway and be done. Let people come.
Are you gonna do a video about it?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. I don't know if I want to do a time lapse or just let it roll and record a bajillion hours of footage. I don't know.
Or you could do like what Breath Kiss does, and she goes live during her garage sales, doesn't
that's
she?
true.
Yeah.
We could maybe try to figure that out somehow. I still have never gone live, so I'd have to figure it out. I don't know. I need to look into it though, because I want to do something with it. I don't want it to just be, hey, we had a garage sale. I mean, it's perfect content.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to figure that out. The live thing is a little bit intimidating when you've never done it before. I'm sure once I do it, it's gonna be like, oh, it's nothing.
Compared to going live on Dibdit or whatnot, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Because you just focus on the chat and talk, other than Dibdit, you have to focus on the item you're selling or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier, to me anyways.
Yeah. That's what we got, another action figure auction on Friday, so that'll be fun. Lots of people are jumping into selling now. I think that day is full, and the next one on the 21st, which is actually a Tuesday, is a media sale, and I think it might be full now too. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure they would be glad to add more time slots, but yeah, a lot more people seem to be jumping in there and trying to sell over there. So hopefully it
I
takes
kind
off.
of fell off of it, but
Yeah,
I have a box of stuff, like random stuff from like the bins or whatever, but I just haven't done it.
yeah, it's been nice to have that. Like, there's not a lot of commitment for me. I just run the show. Xena puts everything, she enters everything in, and she's been doing all of that. So that's nice. It's something she can just sit on the couch, watch TV, and
That's nice that you have like a 2-person operation. Yeah.
It's so nice. It makes it a lot easier for me because it's one less thing I got to think about. And it's a task that's easy that she can do, and she feels confident doing it. She can set a light box up in front of the couch and sit there and do pictures and add everything in. It's so nice.
Yeah. That's nice. She had those awesome finds when she went out without you.
Man, those records. The records.
I know.
I sold that 9 Inch Nails record for $109, I think.
Wow.
That's awesome.
For an offer.
Wow.
And she paid $5 for the whole thing. I mean,
those were great.
That one record pretty much paid for her whole day.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was amazing. We've some of those records went in the booth, and the other ones I put on eBay, and all but I think 2 or 3 have sold on eBay. So
wow.
Yeah, she did good, man. She did way better than she even thought she was doing.
I know. Well, you could tell when you were going when you guys filmed it, the haul, and she was like,
Yeah.
But like, whoa.
She
comps,
gets in her
man, it was awesome.
She gets in her head that what she finds is not that great, and that maybe I won't be impressed, because like when we go to the bins, she'll bring me a ton of stuff, and I'm like, nope, and I'm chucking it. And she gets so discouraged, and I'm like, don't be discouraged. You're learning and you're doing good, because you do find good stuff.
Right.
And she proved it. That's twice now she's gone off on her own and came back with great stuff.
Yeah.
She gets
fantastic.
Yeah, she worries too much about making mistakes. I'm like, you can make mistakes. We'll find a way to sell whatever it is. It's not a big deal. So,
I mean, everybody does when you're learning, even when you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah,
sometimes you just take a chance on something.
Yeah, that's why we're having the garage sale, because we've got so much stuff that's bad buys from me. That's just sat here forever, and it's just got to go. So, yeah, I mean, that's proof to her that I'm not perfect. I've never, I'm still not amazing all the time. So everybody goes through that.
There's our our neighborhood is having a garage sale this weekend. But I want to go. There's a couple sales I want to go to. There's not a lot this weekend around here, I think, because it's Mother's Day weekend. I don't know. There's no estate sales going on. But I mean, I have stuff I could put out for a garage sale, but I don't feel like it.
Yeah. Ours is
It's a lot
supposed
of
to
work.
Ours is supposed to be a neighborhood sale, but we'll see. Last year it was just me, and I was only did it on Friday because I was leaving town. And they
Yeah.
didn't really let people know. They said, "Oh, we posted it in the Facebook page." Well, majority of the people in this tiny little neighborhood have no idea there's even a Facebook page. So
Right. I don't know where my neighborhood posts it because except for the poorly made signs they put at the entrance, because I looked on Craigslist, I looked on the like the paper, nobody gets it anymore, but online they're classifieds and it's not there either. So I know our neighborhood, probably the neighborhood that's next door, and then the neighborhood across the street, I know they're having one. But it's like there's a lot of houses, but it'll be few and far between of people that actually put stuff out. But there's a church sale I might go to.
We talked them into
But
letting
everything,
us. We made flyers, and they let us, the HOA, we talked to them, and because we're the ones that were like, "Hey, can we do this again? We want to do it." And
right.
you kind of feel like we live in a gated neighborhood, so that's why there's an issue. But it's kind of
Yeah.
like, hey, if I lived anywhere else in the Oklahoma City area, I could have a yard sale anytime I want, and you're kind of stopping me from doing it. The gate's
Yeah.
nice and all, but it's like kind of when you want to do stuff like that, so we had to get permission.
Right, you have to.
Yeah,
Right.
they let us make flyers and put them in, drop them at every house. So hopefully more people, there's a lot of renters in here. Hopefully the renters will do a sale or something. So
Yeah.
we'll
That's
see,
good.
but it's up to me to advertise it all. I volunteered to put it all on Facebook and, all the apps and all that stuff. So hopefully it'll work out. And I'm going to do signs at the major intersection and right outside of the gates, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I mean, I think my neighborhood has it that I didn't think it was Mother's Day weekend. I always thought it was the first weekend of May. But it rained all last weekend anyway, so I went out and there wasn't a lot going on last weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna rain this weekend anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I really hope it doesn't
Every
rain the
weekend.
weekend of ours.
I
Oh
hope it
my
doesn't rain for
God.
you.
We need this stuff gone so bad.
If it rains, you could come up to Lincoln and go to our community sale.
Hey. Do you guys, is it like a townwide sale up there this weekend?
No, it's just a neighborhood sale.
Oh, okay. That's all we have here.
Yeah, there's a few this weekend, but I haven't seen any that I need to go to. It's all just baby clothes, kids' toys, random home decor that I don't really care
I'm
about.
telling you, what did I say? That's like all it ever is here. It's baby clothes, random home decor, or couponers, or there's a bunch of people two of them that I went to last weekend that were actually in the garages, so they weren't getting rained on before I just gave up and went to an estate sale. We're just they're running an antique store out of their garage, so there was nothing. And then there's this lady that's in my parents' neighborhood, and I went to her garage sale a couple weeks, like a month ago, and she apparently had another one last weekend because her sign was out again. But that's all she was like, I'm like, this is just she has her own antique in her garage. I mean, it was nice stuff, but nothing you could profit from.
We found one like that this last weekend. That it was like a little tiny single car garage, and she had stuff hung up, displayed on the wall.
That's how this lady is.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and she had a VCR. And I said, "How much for your VCR?" Because I was like, "Oh, if it's $5, we'll just throw it in the booth." And she goes, $20, and I was like, "Oh no." She's like, "How about 15?" And I was like, "No, that's all right. Thank you, though."
Yeah,
not happening.
I didn't even try. I don't know. I mean, if you wanted some old vintage jewelry for yourself, or you could go to this lady's sale and get it, but not anything else. And I wish I would find. I mean, the only really, it's few and far between, but I have found like toys and stuff. Like I found a lady sold me a perfectly good 3DS last year for $3, and I sold it for $150 because it worked. But that's few and far between, and so I get annoyed with garage sales.
I wish we had got the that sale where we bought all the machinist tools. Didn't get it on camera. Xena handed me she said, "Here's the battery pack," and set it on the counter, and then we walked out the door. So I never grabbed it. But it was like
Oh,
2
wow.
sales later that we found all that machinist stuff. But,
That's awesome.
yeah, bought it from an older lady, though, in a retirement community, and I was like, it's probably a good thing we didn't get that, because I would have just got slammed for, paying less for something that I know is worth a lot, and it's an old lady. I was like,
I
people
mean,
are...
she just wants it gone.
Yeah, I mean, she was a machinist for years, and she just wanted it gone. She said it's been sitting here forever. Yeah, I'll let it go for $200, and we were like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
yeah.
that's how I feel about some things when I'm like, you don't want to deal with it. Like, if she wanted more for it, she'd be putting it on eBay herself. So
That's true. But yeah,
I know people get like that in your comments and stuff. I know.
Yeah, I probably need that attention just to get some more attention, but I don't get a whole lot of haters, so it's been...
That's good.
I feel like I've been blessed in the YouTube world.
I'm trying to think of what else to talk about.
I had something else and I didn't write it down, but it was when I was out this morning and I didn't write it down.
I have some comments from last week I could go through real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Amy, Beach by Repeat. 2 seconds in, and Alicia is the cutest in glasses. Speaking of, I don't have my glasses on today.
Yeah, you don't have them on today.
I don't. Doing it wrong said, Mo, you may be onto something with the opt-out thing. It's been pretty dead for us too after doing that. Which is weird, because they didn't opt me in.
Same.
I don't know, Jessica didn't either. So I wonder how they chose who was opted in.
Because I wasn't making any sales, but I hadn't I really hadn't listed anything for 2 months. I mean, I had other things going on. I have been listing since then, but it's not where it was before I did that. Because before I did that, I was still selling a couple things a day at least, even with not listing.
Mm-hmm.
I do, I end and sell similar. So I would go in and make offers. But see, the thing that was getting me is I'm not even getting any. I should look today. This weekend was okay, but like, I wasn't getting any views. Like,
I was wondering,
send offers eligible. Like today, one thing is eligible for an offer. Like usually, I mean, with the amount of style, I have in there, I at least have like 5 or 6. I don't have that much.
I was wondering.
Well, I'm
if
up
maybe,
over 500, but
I was wondering if maybe they didn't try to opt me in automatically, is because majority of my listings are flat rate. Because we don't do a lot of big bulky stuff, so we have like come up with flat rates that we use for anything under a pound. Or I've actually got a flat rate for 2 pounds now too. But I didn't know if maybe that was part of it, because so few of our items are calculated. Maybe that's something they took into consideration.
I mean, my shipping costs for some things, and I haven't been picking up a lot of big things lately. And with that said, I just listed all those pots and pans I bought like 2 months ago, but they're heavy. But I haven't been picking up a lot of big things, but I don't know, because I'm on the coast. I don't know. Now, I know Doing It Wrong's on the coast because I've heard him say where he's from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much he sells. Like, is he a small? Like, I'm small time at the moment.
I don't know. Maybe we gotta have him as a guest on the podcast one day.
I know, we need to ask. I need to know. But I'm telling you, it was like, as soon as I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. And it's like, do I flirt with like doing that, but adding a handling charge? Because I feel like sometimes it's cutting it close with me, and then I'd have to, I I wasn't with all my old listings, I wasn't 100% careful with measurements, and usually I put the right pounds in there, but not measurements
Yeah.
because you could play with that a little more. That wasn't as big a deal. I don't know. I'll just keep listing and see if it comes back. Although I watched somebody today. Oh, I think it was Dave. He said he was slow. eBay was slow for him.
I think it
I
was
don't know.
Steve said he was slow too, like the same time that I was, and his sales took off the same
Yeah.
time mine did too. It was really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say mine took off, but I did make like 4 or 5 sales this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Couple more comments. Doing it wrong, said again. Or put another comment. Instead of continuing with the end and sell similar thing, maybe try out all the different things that are supposed to bump your sales. Run a sale, send coupons, etc. I know 2 people isn't a massive scale scientific test, but it'd be nice to see the anecdotal evidence for each method. Yeah, I have a sale going on almost all
You
the
do a
time.
sale a lot. Every time I've done a
I
sale,
do too.
I've gotten no sales. Like I put a sale on a weekend and got no sales. Like I don't know.
Huh.
eBay doesn't like me.
I run mine from Tuesday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it's like every Tuesday at noon, I know, oh, my sale ended. I need to go start another one.
So when you do have a sale all the time, you keep that in mind when you put your prices, right?
It's
Do you have
mostly
best
old
offer
stuff.
on?
I only really put like older stuff on sale that's been sitting
Oh,
around
okay,
forever,
I
and I'm
see.
like, I
Yeah.
don't even care, just get it out of here at
Yeah.
this point. So yeah,
Yeah.
like I did a clothing sale last week, and we sold a ton. It was like clothing and accessories. I just picked the clothing accessories category, and it's like hats and belt buckles and some like handkerchiefs and scarves and regular clothing, but and we sold a ton of clothing, so that was really nice. We sold a couple pairs of shoes that were included in it, so
Good.
it actually really worked out. So I went ahead and did that again, started it again this week, and so hopefully we'll continue to sell some more of it, get it out of here.
That's cool.
But, yeah.
I do the end and sell similar, so I wasn't able to do like what Alicia does or Grams and Pops Vintage, where you take the date, but then we were talking, and I think Robert from Rebel Resell said like if you put a date, so I've been putting a date in the SKU, so I think maybe I can sort that way. But I have
Yeah.
to go back to all my old stuff and just pick a date and put it in there.
Yeah. I do
So then
end
I
and
can
sell
put
similar.
old stuff on sale.
I do that also. It's normally like if for some reason, like if I had a busy day, if it's an editing day, or like a Monday or a Friday are always really hectic.
Yeah.
I'll do some listing, but then the rest will all be end and sell similars, and I'll go find
Yeah.
stuff that's been hanging around a long time. So I have the same issue with the dates. So it's just gone to the point where I'll just sit here and spend the time rolling through each page and see what's old, what's not, and I'll choose
Put it
those
on.
items. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes me
Yeah.
longer, but
Yeah.
I want to be able to end and sell similar on some things, especially older stuff. I think it does work to some
I
degree.
think it does too. It has. I have. It's funny. Alicia and I did that like 2 weeks in a row. We did 5 things each. I've only sold one of those things, but I've sold other things that I've ended sell similar. Like some of the stuff I sold this weekend was old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it was new stuff that I had just listed, but I had a good mix. So I think like you said, it does work because I mean, if you think about how the algorithm works, it does give it a new item number, so it should.
Right. That's why I like it, because it makes it look like a brand new listing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. So I've had these thoughts a lot, like with stuff that's really old that's been in my store for like almost 3 years now. Like, do you eventually pull stuff out, pull it down, and just donate it, or like do you deep discount it? Like, I'm trying to decide if I want to get rid of some older stuff, or if I just leave it and let it eventually sell down the road. You know what I mean? Like, it's already listed. Why mess with it? Just let it ride. I don't know.
I
I
say
can't
since
figure
you're
out.
about to have a garage sale, just throw
Yeah,
it in the garage sale.
yeah.
Mhm.
We finally got.
Especially moving too.
Yeah, she's always like, we got to get to 2,000 listings, and I'm like, it doesn't matter how many there are, and she's been trying to push that, and I'm like, but I don't want to list stuff just to list stuff either. So I did a lot of that for a long time. I got in the headspace of these are easy to list. I'm going to list these $3 Monopoly pieces, which I'll still do sometimes. I'm not against it at all, but
Yeah.
like this last week, it's all been. I think the lowest thing I listed yesterday was $13.99. My average was $15 to $25 each item, and it seemed to make a huge difference.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Yeah, I have a hard time just ditching a listing because the work is already done.
Yeah, I know. That's how I feel. Well, if but I only have 500 things up. If I ever start to run out of space, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's where
But I
we
have
are with the
plenty of space
clothing.
at the moment. Yeah.
That's why we're doing
That's how I feel.
clothing. Yeah, we've got 3 banker boxes of clothing that's bagged and numbered in our kitchen right now. On the bar in the kitchen because we don't have anywhere to put it in the garage.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about those shoes that I asked you guys that question in our
Right.
little group
Mhm.
chat is because I have, I used to have a ton of shoes. I'm
Yeah.
down to 3 bins left of shoes.
Yeah.
Actually, 4 bins of shoes.
That's still a ton to me.
Yeah, and I have a bunch that are in the $10 to $15 range, and I'm just like, you know what? It's almost just the amount of space they're taking up, it's almost not worth it.
Yeah.
I almost just want to just donate them. I don't even want to list them on dollar auction. I don't want to waste my time to
Yeah.
take the pictures or to screenshot and crop and then put them on the dollar auction because they might just go for $1 or $2 a piece,
That's
and at that
true.
point, it's not worth my time.
I thought about that when I had mentioned, you could, do some reseller lots, and I was like, but then somebody's going to end up getting it for $1, and you're going to feel like, well, that was, pointless.
Right. So, but there's a good place to donate to, which I might just do because I've gotten away from shoes, except for my, like 5 brands that I look out for, which is, the Demonias, the platforms, the Y2K platforms, like No Boundaries and Mud, and then my Birkenstocks, and then there was another one. I kind of got away from Dansko clogs because of dry rot, and
Yeah.
they just haven't been selling for me anymore. They used to sell really well. And then there's another brand, I can't remember. But Doc Martens. And that's about it. Like I just sold a pair of Demonias today for $75, I think. So like some of those are good. I hear a dog snorting.
Yeah.
I keep tapping him. He's like dead to the world. He had to go to the vet and get his staples removed, so he's like poop.
Oh.
I feel bad because he's snoring so loud, but I don't want to push him,
So if you guys hear something, it's the dog snoring.
They've probably been hearing him for a while now. It just got really loud.
But yeah, I'm thinking of going through those shoes because also with the flooring situation in here, I'm going to finally get the flooring done. And I need to get stuff out of here, but I'm like, well, I kind of want to get a head start and like get stuff out of here and donated because I have so much stuff right now that's on the floor. So I'm going to have to move it anyways. And I'm planning to like maybe rearrange how I have my office maybe if I want to. I don't know if there's much that can be done because I have like my 3 tables basically, but take that opportunity since everything's going to be moved out anyways. But
yeah,
all in all, I want to get rid of some shoes for once and for all. Get like 2 bins of shoes. I would like to half it down, just donate them, just put them as donated and whatever, because I know I've made a profit on my shoes in total, but some of these shoes just aren't selling like they used to, like Nikes and stuff like that. They used to sell really well for me, and now anymore.
I don't pick up shoes too often anymore. I picked up 2 at that church sale in that video I just put out, but they're so clean. One doesn't have laces, so I don't know if I'm going to order some laces or just sell them as is because they need neon yellow laces. I was like, man, I have to like special order those. So I don't know. I might just try to sell those as is or throw them in the garage sale. I think we paid $2 for them, but yeah, that's like I'm super picky on shoes. They got to be ultra clean and ready to list. I don't want to mess with them too much.
I mean, even like Brooks and Hoka's, I can't get those to sell either. I have a pair of Brooks right now for like under $20. I mean, before you could sell them for $30, $40, $50.
Yeah. Yeah, Xena picked up
crazy.
the 2 pairs of boots at that church sale, and one pair is like, they are worn. Dude wore them a lot. They're like greasy on the outside and stuff, so they're really broken in. But I looked up comps and they sell in that same condition, so I might vacuum out the inside and call it good.
Mm-hmm.
The other pair has a bunch of mud, so I'm going to make Xena clean it out because she bought them. So.
Have you ever? I've seen Cat the Nurse Flipper sold some. This was like years ago. She had a video where she sold once. She didn't even clean them. She took a picture of them full of mud, and that's how she sold them. I forget what they were though.
That's
It was a
crazy.
pair of like some sort of run-in like hiker shoes or something.
Huh.
I don't pick up shoes because most of them I feel around here that I see are gross. I've picked up very few shoes, very few. I feel like they're gross, and I wouldn't put my foot in them. And if I
Yeah.
wouldn't, I wouldn't. So, I don't know. Like I feel when I watch other people's videos and they're looking at shoes, I'm like, look at those shoes. They look so nice. The ones when I go in the store, they look like they're so beat up. Like I wouldn't even donate some of those shoes. Like they're so
That's how it is
nasty.
here too. Like the Goodwill
Yeah.
that's closest to us, majority of the
Mhm.
shoes are rough, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
like nobody's gonna pay $8 for that pair of shoes.
Exactly. I'm like, ooh, these are
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
Mm. And I
But
still can't think of I read something what did I read the other day? I thought it was about reselling, but now I can't remember. I didn't write it down. So in one side of my head and out the other.
yeah, I think this weekend I might be skipping out on garage sales unless I see one I really need to go to, like an amazing, like, oh, did I just sell something? Oh, counter offer. No. Unless I see something super amazing, I think I'm gonna stay home this weekend and just not source anymore because I am out of room. And I even thought about, oh, what if I do a garage sale during this community sale that's coming up? But I don't know. I'm like, what if there's that one sale that's like, super cheap, a lot of vintage and all that, and all that. But
That's the hard part.
yes, that's the hard part because those are my favorite. Those are my favorite sales, or a church sale. I found some great stuff at church sales here.
Yeah,
we
and there's a
church
bunch of
sale
churches
Saturday.
here.
We
I'm gonna
found
go.
another
Or
church
maybe
sale
Friday, yeah.
right after that one that we just posted on YouTube, and it was just as good. I think most people didn't know it was there because the one that we went to it open, the first one, and because I saw it on Facebook. The other one, I don't think it was on Facebook, and we just happened to drive down the road that it was on, and we went in there and bought so much stuff, and it was all so ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
It was just nuts.
They just want to make money. I love church sales.
I paid 10 cents for that pin last week. That Miami Vice pin, 10 cents.
Nice.
Like,
yeah, that
like I go out to the car real quick and grab 10 cents.
Second church had a price list that was like the colored dots, and it went as low as 5 cents. And I was like, who do people carry nickels anymore?
Wow.
A sock full of nickels.
I was like, I love this. It was a bunch of little old ladies running it, and they were all like, oh, a nickel, they were awesome. They were so cool. We just kept buying stuff, and they were so happy.
Yeah. The other place it was like a church sale. I went to recently was a senior center. They had a big sale.
Oh, cool.
And it was so it was funny what they had. Like they had different rooms for different things. So I went to the toy room, and that stuff was all dirt cheap because they could care less about toys at this age, right? But like clothes were a little bit pricier, but they were still affordable. And like Christmas stuff was like a little bit too expensive for me. Like, and they didn't have anything like really good or vintage. But yeah, it was funny. But that's how. But they had definite prices on things because they were a little more organized.
Yeah.
But it was still good. I forgot to bring it up here. I got a Fuggler. I think he's missing a tooth though.
I still haven't found any of those.
I was like, oh, I gotta get him. They were like checking me out. They're like, "Ooh, what's that?"
Oh, so I finally got my statement from the antique mall. I had my first month of sales. I
Woohoo!
ended up gross sales. I ended up making $43.50. The thing is, um, I had to pay some credit card fees because they do. I think it's like they do a transaction fee for credit cards. But anyways, in the end, I ended up needing to pay $5 because of the case, because I got the second case now.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up paying in $5 for rent continuing on for this next month, which I already made a sale yesterday
Oh, that's
for
good.
$5. But overall it hasn't been great. I'm so jealous of Jess's setup.
I'm so lucky. I got in at the right time because they have a huge waiting list right now, like you were talking about there. And
Uh-huh.
I just got lucky. I got very, very lucky. So yeah, don't let it bug you. This weekend should be decent though. Was it Mother's Day is coming up, so a lot of those people are gonna be out either buying gifts for Mother's Day or, like nothing to do, or that's what they want to take their mom to do. So
Right.
normally a pretty decent weekend for us is Mother's Day. Anything like that, Mother's Day or like Memorial Day, stuff like that, people have an extra day off, they'll go antiquing because they have nothing better to do.
We don't
We're
even
coming
Yeah,
into
have
summer.
ones like you guys have around here. There's like two antique. Well, there's two like mall type antiques where you could buy a booth. There's others that are just shops that one's like closing down. It was just like a mom and pop shop, and it's just they might have had some consignment things in there, but I don't know. But we
Yeah.
don't have like I would have to drive like like an hour or two into Pennsylvania, and I could get into one of those malls, but I don't have enough. I wouldn't do it, but it's too much. But you guys are lucky. Those places are so cool. Like I wish they had them around here.
One of she's actually a viewer, but we've kind of become friends. It's someone that's local that we bumped into. She messaged me one time and said, "Hey, I wonder if, or I don't know, it may have just been a YouTube comment, but it was basically, I bet you have better sales when there's a horse event going on at the state fairgrounds because we're like 2 blocks from the state fairgrounds, and we're like the quarter horses and stuff is huge here,
Hmm.
and they are constantly having big horse events. Well, if you think about it, those people aren't constantly showing their horse. So what are they going to do? They're going
Right.
to go to the antique stores right there. And I was like,
Go
man,
shopping or
I was
something.
like, you're totally right. That's got to be why we see sales come in waves. I bet you
Right.
that's what it is. Yeah. I was like,
and
that's
for ours,
cool.
Uh-huh.
oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
And for ours, it's more based around it's right near the college or the
Okay.
university. So a lot of it's based on students that walk. It's in
Yeah.
walking distance, and they'll come in and shop.
Hmm.
We have a Oklahoma City University is maybe a mile away, mile and a
Hmm.
half away. So we get those college students too. We've been doing really well with the vintage hats and vintage clothing lately.
Oh yeah.
Anything
Hmm.
that if we find something that most people wouldn't buy it because it's like Oklahoma specific vintage stuff, you're not going to do real well with that like on eBay and stuff, because it's so specific. But if
Right.
we put it in our booth, people are like, heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's what we've been doing well with is the stuff that's
Yeah.
local.
I I went into the where did I go? I went to a sale, and it was after I went to the senior center sale. And then I stopped at the Goodwill that's there, and it's in the college town, it's University of Delaware. And I went into so it was a little bit later in the day. I went into the Goodwill, and that's all that was in there. And I usually don't go at that particular time. If I go, I don't go into that one that much. But that's all that was in there was college kids buying clothes.
That's cool.
That's all they were doing. They were like, "Oh my God, look at this!" So yeah, that's a good place to sell, vintage clothes and stuff like that near a college town for sure.
Mm-hmm. And like Nebraska Cornhusker stuff does well there
Yeah.
too, because it's literally the stadium's here. So
Yeah.
This dog. I'm so sorry.
He is out.
Like eyes rolled in the back of his head. You can see him see slits in his eyes. He finally got to have his allergy pill for the first time in 2 weeks today too, so he's probably feeling good.
Oh yeah, too. There you go.
Yeah.
We had to start doing that for our dog now because she got that hematoma in her ear caused by itching. 'Cause she's so
'Cause
itchy
she's
because of
scratching it,
allergies.
yeah.
Now we have to start
Yeah.
giving her shots and ear stuff. So we have to start doing that so she doesn't get that hematoma again because that was a pain in the
Yeah.
butt to deal with.
Bet.
Yeah.
Man, I
The
bet.
worst.
I'm so glad this dog, our old dog would get like dermatitis like this time of year. When we changed up his food and stuff, it helped a lot. But this guy we have now, so far, he doesn't have any of that. Because that was just terrible. He would like scratch himself raw.
Yeah.
Hated that. It was like no matter what you tried, he was still scratching, bathing him all the time.
Yeah, that's how we were doing with my dachshund. I was having to bathe her all the time, and it was
Mhm.
getting to be a pain. Eventually, we changed her food, and I think that might have solved the issue.
Yeah, that
because
we
we
did
kind of
too.
noticed that we had switched their food to one that looked better in the
Mhm.
ingredients list. We changed
Right.
it, and it kind of then we started to notice spots on her and stuff, and we've changed it again on recommendation by
Yeah.
the vet, and we've seen a huge difference. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what helped him was like changing food because
Yeah.
other even like meds and they were like, oh, maybe it's a thyroid. It was like a whole
yeah, it's like a
It was a
wild
whole
goose chase
thing.
when it comes to
Mhm.
allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Well, any
All right,
closing
everybody.
thoughts?
No, tell us where
Closing
we find
statements,
you,
questions,
Jess.
comments?
Tell everybody
Yes.
where to go.
You
And I
can
will
find
link
me
below.
on YouTube at Resell to Ride with Xena, of course, and then on Instagram. I do actually have a Resell to Ride Facebook page, but I don't ever talk about it. But it's there. I think I have like 3 followers, maybe. But really, all I ever do on it is advertise the videos, so it's not really
Okay.
anything amazing. But and then of course on Dibdit, we've been doing auctions every Friday on Dibdit. Except for the 20, we're skipping the 17th and doing it on the 21st instead at request of a few of the guys. So, but yeah, pretty much every Friday through the end of June, we will be doing an auction on Dibdit. So, and different category each time, I think. So, yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah.
This next one will be action figures and then media. So I'm excited to do the media one. I hope it goes over
I'm
well.
excited for it to see how they need to like really get it going,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I see like and I'll put a link to Dibdit down at the bottom too for everybody. If anybody's heard of Knickknacks, it's on District, like
Mhm.
Crazy Lamp Lady, and I think she's got it going with the live sales. She's got
Yeah.
themes all the time and everything, and I think that's what Dibdit needs to do. It looks like you guys are getting it rolling, so that's
Trying
awesome.
to. I've noticed a little bit more traffic lately. Our last sale, we stayed at least 25 people the whole time, so that was awesome.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I think
That's cool.
because we're constantly doing raid trains. I think it's helping. So yeah, it's starting to get a little bit more attention.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So I think that's all we have for you today. Anything else, Alicia?
Mm-mm. I'm good.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.